Yeah, D-Rose the Great Man back with another video, man. Man, it's been a little while since I spoke to you guys, man. But we got some good content coming for you, man. It's been about 2 weeks or so, but I'm gonna keep trying to stay active, man. This medical issue I've been dealing with been taking a toll on me, so that's why the posts haven't been as frequent. But I'm gonna keep trying to stay active as long as I can, man. Yeah, but you guys don't really care about that. Let's get into what we came here for, man. Today I'm gonna be giving you guys 5 tips to help you get better at recruiting. These things absolutely work. Trust me when I say this, man. Especially if you're a smaller school competing for the 4 and 5 star type of players, man. This can go a long way. If you're a big program, and this works as well, of course. But let's get into it. So, the first tip I have for you guys, man, recruit to your scheme. I know that sounds easy. But a lot of times people just like going after all the 4 and 5 star guys. But sometimes you just need to recruit to your scheme. Now, of course, there will be some limitation to that. Like if you're trying to go after nothing but 4 and 5 star guys. But that's why you need to also incorporate some 3 stars into your recruiting plan. So, man, there's a lot of 3 star gems, man. I'm telling you, like, if I showed you guys my Texas A&M roster, I don't know all the 3 stars off the top of my head, but I promise you, there's at least 20, probably like 30% of my team is 3 stars. So, like, yeah, of course, the other 70% is 4 and 5 stars. I got Texas A&M, so we're gonna get a bunch of 4 and 5 star guys, but we definitely get a bunch of 3 stars. So don't forget about those because there's a lot of 3 star gems who come with decent attributes. Yeah, their ratings and attributes might not be as high off the rip, but there'll be a lot of gems, a lot of stars. You can find some elite. I'm not sure if I really ever seen. No, I do see elite. I think I've seen elite dev a few times, but there's definitely a bunch of star guys that you can find that are 3 stars, and they'll develop just as well as the 4 and 5 star impact guys that you guys uh will ultimately end up getting the most of. Like most of the time when you're recruiting, when you get, let's say if you got 35 4 stars and 5 stars on your team that you recruited in one cycle, at least 15 to 20 of them, I feel like, not probably 20 is probably a lot. Probably about 15 of them is gonna be normal to impact guys. So there's nothing wrong with getting the star 3 star gems, man. Trust me, it's crazy because it's easy to find a bunch of 3 star gems, bro. Like I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of game. So after I get all the 4 and 5 star guards I'm really competing for, and maybe it takes me to like week 7, week 8 to where I'm basically done chasing after the 4 and 5 star guys. A lot of time, really, I'll say week 10 is probably around the time that I'm usually like almost done going after the 4 and 5 star guys. Excuse me. Um, and after that time, that's when I'll just start exclusively just scouting the 3 star guys and looking for gems, man. And you'll find a bunch of those. Trust me. So, um, don't like I said, don't forget about the three stars. But I did gloss over a little bit about um going after the archetype that fits your scheme. So like me personally, I'm a guy, like I give you an example. And with my Texas A&M team, I'm a player that I like a lot of power gap schemes. So power gap scheme, if you guys know anything about football, that's a running scheme where you got guys pulling. So if you got like a bunch of what's a typical play where you see guys pulling halfback base? So like you see a halfback base, or you have a 0-1 trap. Um, Sometimes you, what is it? Pin pull. I think pin pull. Yep, pin pull has guards pulling. So any of those plays where you see a bunch of O linemen pulling, those are basically your power gap scheme. So for me personally, the best guys for that are the agile guys because they'll be the quickest. They'll usually be the fastest O lineman, and of course they have the abilities that I like. I like that quick step ability. Like I can show you guys my team real quick. I'll show you real quick, honestly, because I kind of wanna drag this video out a little bit long. I could make this like a 10-minute video, but I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna go into my actual dynasty, my online dynasty, and show you guys my lineup and how crazy how crazy it is. So let's just take a look. I got Texas A&M. We're dogs. Let's see. We went 10-2. Pretty good, right? We're gonna be starting conference championship pretty much tonight. So look at this. This is my O line. Quick step. My left tackle. Quick step. I mean, I don't really have too many plays where my tackles are pulling. I don't think I have any plays where my tackles are pulling. But I got my left guard. Quick step. Platinum quick step. My center. This is probably the only person I don't want to have I wouldn't mind if you had quick step, but I like the pocket shield. I like this guy to be like a pass protector or well-rounded, because they can get that well, if you got well-rounded, you can get inside shield and you can get pocket shield. So it kind of helps, since centers are usually like the guys that are double teaming. I don't really need them to have quick step. Most of my plays where my guards are pulling is either the left guard pulling or the right guard pulling. So I like to have my center be the guy that's like more of like an anchor, where he can pass protect and he can run block a little bit. So I got 94 overall right tackle playing center, but we got pocket shield, quick drop, platinum wear down. So that wear down is important too. Of course, now we look. My right guard, platinum screen enforcer, platinum quick step, option shield, quick drop, outside shield. So that works. Then my right tackle, of course, quick step, outside shield, quick drop. So all these guys are like interchangeable, and I have a bunch of them. So that's why I said, if you got guys, you got to if you're a recruiter, man, you definitely want to go recruit to your scheme. You don't want to have a bunch of guys that don't fit your scheme. Like if I know I'm a guy that likes to pass the ball a lot, right? If I'm like a guy who's probably passing the ball 80% of the time, why would I have a bunch of raw strength O linemen who don't get any pass blocking ability? That doesn't really make any sense. Or if I'm a guy who likes I like to do a lot of what do you say, halfback stretch, outside zone running plays. I'm probably gonna want to go after a running back that's like east west playmaker. Those are typically the fastest running backs in the game. So they get the shifty ability and everything like that. So those are the guys I'm typically gonna go after. Or if you're a power, if you're a guy that wants to wear down defenses, you would get a bunch of raw strength O linemen, get you a contact seeking running back, and let it fly. So that's why I say about recruiting to your scheme. So go after archetypes that fit your scheme. But there's a but. If all else fails, if you feel like there's a bunch of guys that you're going after that everybody else is going after, man, just go after just go after good players at that position and change the archetype. So like, if nobody's going after the raw strength guys, there's a bunch of 4 and 5 star raw strength guys that nobody's really, putting too many hours on. Then you can recruit those guys and break their archetype. So I got, well, no, do I? I don't necessarily have a video about breaking archetypes, but if you guys watch my player build archetypes, you guys see I break player archetypes all the time. So you can do the same thing there, but that's if all else fails. And that's really more so of like a thing like, all right, you still want to have the highest attribute players. So that's what I'm saying. You do that for the 4 and 5 star guys. We just break their archetype. 3 stars, you probably won't be competing with too many people for 3 stars anyway. So you probably can just go after your those archetypes there that fit your scheme. So that's tip number one. That's tip number one. We're gonna get to number two. Number two kind of falls into that same mold, right? Of not necessarily not necessarily recruiting to your archetype, but recruiting guys who want to play there, man. Be a part of your school already. So we're talking about the guys who are in your pipeline, or you're definitely like in that top 8. So for me personally, I like going after the guys who I'm in their top 10. Top 8 preferably, because a lot of times if there's a bunch of other people trying to chase after that one player and you're like number 9 or 10. So like, let's say this player right here, Thomas Montgomery. Let's say if I was number 9, I was Tennessee in this situation, and then I see there was 7 schools that were ahead of me. So Illinois, Notre Dame, Vandy, Indiana, Duke, Ohio State, and Louisville. Let's say they all sent him a scholarship, right? Now, let's say I give him a scholarship, but every guy that's ahead of me put 50 hours on him, and then I put 50 hours. Then I'm probably going to be the odd man out. So I just wasted a whole week chasing after this one player. So Um, that's what I said. You gotta be a little bit wary about that. But like I said, you go after the guys that's in you're in their top 8, and you gotta play it by you gotta play it week by week. So you'll know who's really trying to recruit a certain player, and you also want to see how far their bar is. So me, like this guy Dominique Abreu, even if I was, let's say, number 8, if I was to put 50 hours on him, and even though other people got put scholarships, sent him scholarships, his bar is so far away from the top 8 that I know I can play it. I could get a little risky, even if I was like number 9 or something in this group, and he had a bunch of scholarships, because I'll see that next week who's really putting the hours towards him, because it won't even his thing will probably won't even go to top 8 until probably another week after that. So that's one thing to pay attention to, and just the pipeline, man, because usually the pipeline, if depending on your coaching abilities, you can get a boost to recruiting these players, especially if you got the talent developer. I'll show you that here. Let's go into coaching abilities, talent developer. Depending, what is that, tier 4? So let's say I was going after a certain D lineman. You get a boost to pipeline bonus for defensive lineman. I think that's kind of towards the recruit. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong, but I think I'm right on that. Um, because if you look at it, there's not really anything that's from the elite recruiter that says the pipeline. So yeah, it's definitely that. So, um, definitely want to recruit. Definitely want to go after guys that have you in the top 8, just because you have a better chance of getting them. That's the main. That's the main point that I'm getting at. You have the best chance to go after guys who already have you in their top 8. Typically, because that means already they're showing some interest in your school, of course. And 2, you probably have some grade that's making them want to play there. So typically the guys that you're in their top 8, you might have like so let's say their deal breaker is, I don't know, championship contender. You're probably gonna be like a B plus type of guy if it's a 4-star player, of course, or a 5-star player. So you're already in the warehouse for getting a player. So that's why I like to go after guys that are my top 8. Typically when I start my board, I don't know if I necessarily did it here, but I usually just rack up all the 4-star and 5-star guys who have me in their top 8. Like, look at this. You see 6, 6, 7, 8, 8. And then that's when I started deviating away from the guys who don't have me in their top 8. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, 13. So, excuse me. We had 13 guys who I would definitely consider having on my team. So, like, outside of this north south receiver, I just put him there because it's Vanderbilt and they look good. So outside of the north south receiver, I probably would recruit any other build in this game. So um just because the north south, they're slow as hell. But yeah, so that's tip number 2, man. Go after the guys who want to play there, man. You're already in their warehouse. You'll have a better chance of getting them. Tip number 3, you want to be aware of the deal breakers, and their motivation. So I'll give you an example of that, right? So you also want to go after guys who you have pretty good deal breakers on, because that'll give you a boost when it's time to hard sell. That's the main thing. When it's time to hard sell, if you have an A plus on certain grades, it'll give you a higher boost than certain other people. So like, let's say you see his right here. We have a championship contender grade of a C plus, right? That's all he wants is a C plus, right? But let's say we're competing with Notre Dame and they have an A plus, but we're pretty much equal on every other motivation this player has, but they have an A plus deal breaker. It doesn't matter what's going on. If we're both spending the same amount of points on them, and I could have been in first place. You could have put me first place right here, right? Over Illinois and Notre Dame for this Thomas Montgomery guy. But if I have a C plus championship contender grade and he has an A plus, there's no way that I'm gonna win like that battle from this close, at least. So like, we're not that far apart in influence. So you definitely gonna have a hard time. Now the one thing that I can say is a thing like championship contender can change. So if you're starting to win games, you're getting into that top 10. Um, I'll show you right here how you can change your championship contender grade. So, oh, it's the second one. So this is the thing that shows you what your grades are for certain motivations, and how you can change them. So championship contender measures how likely your school is to win a championship relative to the rest of the country. It depends on how well your team is performing in the polls as well as the overall quality of your roster. So the blue chip ratio, blue chips are your 4 and 5 star recruits, and then that's how you improve. You got to get a bunch of, you definitely want to get a group of good group of 4 and 5 star recruits, and then of course your media rank. So that's where you rank in the college football playoffs rankings, or whether it's just the coaches ranking, the media rankings. So I think the what's the first week to accomplish the college football rankings come out? Is it week 10? I think it's week 10. Either week 9 or week 10 is when they first put out the when the media poll goes away. But um yeah, right now it shows you the value that you have. So we're unranked, so we only got a 46% value. Only have a 9%. The impact is high though. It shows you what the impact is. So you guys can go from there. Damn, 46 though. That's terrible. And then we have a 9% blue chip ratio. So that means we gotta up the 4 and 5 star recruits. So that's really what it's about. But even if you wasn't to get a bunch of 4 and 5 star recruits, if you're a really good player in your league and you got your I don't know, your ranking, you were in the rankings like in the top 10, trust me, your championship contender will probably be like a B plus. I think that would probably be the lowest it would be. So um yeah, that's the championship contender grade. Now, what I want to say about motivation is too. When you actually click on the player, you can see their motivation grades on the side. So, um, if you're seeing a bunch of Fs and D plus, regardless if this guy wants you or not, you probably don't want to. Depending on who else is going after him, you might want to give up early. Or you just want to put all your chips on that. Just make sure you get your visits ASAP as soon as you can, and that's a big part of it because let me see if I got any guys that I got a bunch of D and F grades on. So there's a mixture. We don't got it. We don't. It'll probably be when we get to the guys that are not in the pipeline. So look. As soon as I get to a guy that's not in my pipeline, this is what. Well, he's in a pipeline, but he's not a. We're not in his top 8, I should say. We got a C plus, C, D, F, C, D. We got 2 A's. So realistically, your chances of having a good hard sell is low right now. Let's see what his deal breaker is. Low coach prestige. Now the coach prestige can be improved as well. So you got things that can be improved. Now of course season 1, this is probably be the worst. If you're a good player, the worst season you'll probably have is season 1 as far as like up in these grades, depending on what school you take. But if you're already in like if you're already a vet in your league, you're in like season 2, season 3, most of these grades, if you're a good player, be a lot higher. So now another deal break I want you guys to worry about. Let me see if we have any player here that has it. Damn, I don't see any. Well, I think that's because typically I don't like going after those guys, but the playing style deal breakers, right? The playing style deal breaker. I don't like going after the playing style deal breaker guys. I mean, it depends what position they're at, but I'll say a position like, let's say a corner, or we'll say O lineman playing style, just because I mean, like, this is why I'm saying this, right? Because let's say my playing style, I'm more of a runner than I am a passer, right? But I'm going after pass protecting, and this is why this all intertwines. This is why you sometimes need to recruit to your scheme, because if you're going after a playing style guy and he's a pass protector, but you like to run the ball 75% of the time, then you're gonna have a low hard sell grade just on that one grade, because you're probably not gonna be meeting the requirements that it takes to get a good enough playing style grade. So you got to take that into account. Or if you're going after a certain receiver and you got to get, I don't know, 100 something catches or whatever it might be. So let's take a look at some. I'm gonna give you guys an example. So let's actually go through to my school and we'll go through the playing style. So let's say, yep, the perfect example right here, pocket passer. So it says I need to get around 318 passing yards a game. So if I see a nice QB prospect that I want, and his playing style is like I need like a B plus playing style grade or a C plus or whatever it might be. But I know me personally, I'm not a good passer and I only run the ball. There's no reason to waste your time trying to go after that playing style guy, right? Because you're gonna have a low grade, and then what also is gonna end up happening is, even if you get him, this is another thing you need to worry about. Let's say you get him because his playing style was only a C plus, and you met the C plus, right? As soon as you upgrade him and his overall gets higher, his grade is now gonna go from a C plus, needing a C plus, to a B plus, or a certain. If you get him to a certain overall, it might go up to an A plus. It might go up to an A. So that's why the playing style, depending on your playing style, you should not go after certain players because you'll fail at that. Now, playing time. This is the biggest one that I think a lot of people don't really understand. Playing time is not based off actual playing time. Playing time is actually based off of their overall and where they sit in the depth chart. So, I don't think there's one for playing style here. But playing style, oh, here you go, yeah. Playing time measures how likely a specific player will be able to get onto the field. It takes into account your depth chart, the players on your roster at a certain position, and how many snaps a specific player is getting once on your roster. So, you see what it says? It depends. It takes into account your depth chart. So, let's say I got a 4-star DN that I'm recruiting, right? And his playing style was a B plus or something. I don't know. It's a B minus, whatever, right? And then I go into the transfer portal, and then I recruit. So let's say he's a left edge, and then I go into the transfer portal, and then I go get like another 2 or 3 left edges out the portal, and now let's say I got about 5 to 6 defensive linemen, left edges on my roster, but they're all higher overalls than that true freshman DN I just got. Now, after the season is over, depending on how high his grade was of the playing time, he's gonna 100% leave the team. So, because most of the time, if you're getting guys out the transfer portal, you got what's the word? Upperclassmen, guys who are in their sophomore year, junior, senior year. If you got a bunch of those guys on the roster and on your depth chart, they're gonna definitely be ahead of. They're gonna definitely what's the word? How I'm looking. I'm kind of losing a little bit of what I'm looking for. They're gonna just be high overall. And they're gonna be ahead of him on the depth chart. So, he's gonna end up transferring at the end of the season. That's the point I'm getting at. So that's why I don't like that. Of course, championship contender, man. If you're a good player, championship contender, it doesn't matter what their grade starts out. You're gonna get it to a B plus. And most freshmen don't really require a B plus. Most of the good players don't even require A. So, until they probably won't even their championship contender won't even probably be an A until they're like a 88, 89 overall, and by that time they'll probably be in the senior season. So, yeah, like I said, you gotta be wary of the deal breakers and motivations. Now, this is the biggest tip I'm gonna give you guys right here. This fourth tip is really gonna give you some game. I gotta leave this file so I can show you guys in the other file, because this one is sneakily good, man. And I didn't even bring up the website. Oh, I'm tweaking. Excuse me. Controller just fell. God damn, I'm doing a lot right now. Excuse me. So, oh my goodness. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get it together. We gotta be a little bit more professional. So, I'm gonna go into my other file where I can show you guys exactly what I'm about to get into. So, it is... Oh, yep. Vandy 3. This is the file I'm looking for. So, this tip right here, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other people that have talked about it in depth. But the double soft sell. Now, this is not like the typical most people probably don't even really know about this. The double soft sell, man. I like to double soft sell. People like to say they like to double soft sell. When it's only between, let's say, two different things, right? Between two different hard sales, like, not hard sales, but what am I trying to call it? So you'll see right here. So let's say, right, I don't got no hours on that. Let me scroll up. Good. So on your action, that's what I was trying to. I didn't know what to call it. On your recruiting action, right? So a lot of people like to double soft sell when it's between two. But I think the sneakiest thing to help you win is when you double soft sell when it's between three recruiting actions, right? So when you got, let's say, right, so let's say we're gonna eliminate this right quick. So let's say aspirations is between aspirations, is between football influencer, and it's between, I don't know, conference legend, right? Let's say it's only down to those three. What I like to do is I'll soft sell on two of those, because if both of them, if I get a bunch of X's, let's say I get a bunch of X's, right? So let's say I'm a soft sell conference legend. We got two X's on that, right? Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. So what does this take again? That takes championship contender conference. I'm gonna look for one with championship contender. All right, so and then I'll soft sell Sunday player, right? So we know championship contender. So when we sim that following week, we're gonna see, oh, championship contender and conference prestige. Those aren't the ones. So we know it's between this last one that has that might have pro potential or proximity to home, right? So this is what I'll do. I'll go for two. I'll soft sell two, because now it gives me a better chance to just hard sell that next week, right? So instead of waiting for it to be two, I'll wait for it to get to three. So you're in a better position. I know I'm probably dragging it on a little bit, but if you guys understand what I'm saying, trust me, it's like it's the greatest thing you could do, man. Especially when it's close. Now, don't do this method. Don't do this method when you're far behind, or like you're already way ahead. If you're way ahead, it's no point. You can just let it rock. I mean, you could still do it when you're way ahead, but definitely don't do it when you're far behind. If you're far behind and you want to take a gamble, it's between three things, you might as well just hard sell. But if you're in a situation like this where I got a little bit of a lead with Willie Hovel, and you got three things, it's down to three things, and you don't know which one it is, I will soft sell two out of the three, and then you'll get the third one the next week, and then you'll be able to hard sell, and you'll be in a great position. So, what I want to do is I want to show you guys the website that I'll be using for the engine, for the recruiting engine. This is a website called collegefootball.gg. I didn't have it queued up, but I'm gonna actually queue it up now, so I can show you guys exactly what I do. So, I don't know why, because you could technically, really, you could just do it from the game, but for some reason, I need to see things like on a computer screen. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I need to see, okay, which they got a low percentage. It shows me what their percentage of this being a hard sell or whatever it might be. So, let me make sure. Let me see if I got it up. Oh my God, it hit me with the goddamn ad blocker. Just let me just block these. Let me just block it. So, let me see. Okay, so we got it up, right? I'm gonna bring it up now. Excuse me. Where's the website one? Is this it right here? Okay, here we go. We got it. I just gotta put this up. All right, cool. So this is the website I like to use, collegefootball.gg. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, right? So let's say two of the motivations. Let's say we got one of the motivations, championship contender. So once you do this, it'll show you how many is left, right? So once you get, if one of their motivations is a green and it's championship contender, you know it can only be between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, excuse me, Six of these could be the hard sell, right? Now we're gonna add another one. Let's say brand exposure, right? No, because that leaves two. The conference, does that leave three? All right, so we'll go conference. We'll go championship contender and conference prestige. So now we're in a situation where since it's only three, it could be any of these three. What I'll do is I'll say, you know what? I'm a gamble. I'm gonna go conference legend and I'm gonna go Sunday player, like I just showed you guys, right? I'm gonna go conference legend and Sunday player. And if it happens to be one of those two, then of course we just hard sell next week. And if both of these are they end up being X'd out and they're just all the motivations for that is X'd out, then we just know it's aspirational, right? So if we got two X's on both of these, then we know it's aspirational goals will be the hard sell. So let me see which one is. No, not that one. Oh, so it'd be coach prestige will be the aspirational goal. So that's the game right there, man. So the double soft sell, huge, man. Incorporate that into your recruiting. So game right there. And now the last one. That was the best one. But the last one is know when to bow out, man. That's the biggest thing, man. Know when to give up on a player. So if you guys see you got a bunch of F grades as his hard sell, and you're recruiting against somebody else who might have some A's or might have some B's, just bow out, man. You're not gonna win. So and I used to have that problem too when I used to play like my little offline dynasties. I used to be so set in stone on certain players that I might got a little bit of a lead now, but I don't have high grades on them, and Georgia's starting to recruit them. So of course Georgia's gonna jump me because they have way better grades than me. Or if I'm and let's say I'm ahead. Let's say I'm like a little like, damn, you guys can't even see it. I'm putting the mouse on the screen like you guys can see it. But let's say I'm like maybe 10% away from that top three, but Georgia's are like they're probably like so let's say I'm 90% of the way there to top three, and let's say Illinois, since that's the team there, they're 75% of the way to top three, but I know they're a powerhouse program who has really good grades. There's a chance I can win, and I might end up going to a recruiting battle, or they might just end up giving up. But those chances are so slim, man. You just gotta bow out, man. Especially when you don't have that type of school. So that's why I say it's just know when to bow out, man. Or if you see a guy, let's say I'm kinda even with a player, right? And we're in that top 5 stage, and maybe the guy below me has a visit on him, and the guy in front of me has a visit on him, and he just had a blowout win versus a good school. I already know since he just had a blowout visit, he probably has good grades because he's already ahead of me. There's no chance I have to forget him. I might as well just take my hours off him. So, you just like I said, you just need to know when to bow out, man. But with that being said, those are my 5 recruiting tips for yeah, those are my 5 recruiting tips, man. Hopefully you guys got some gain from that. Hopefully it was a good video, man. And if you did appreciate it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I'm gonna be dropping another video soon too. I think I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do first because I have an alternate build. You guys saw my DT build, and you guys see my corner build. But I have an alternate method to get a better version. I'm not gonna necessarily say a better version, but another way of getting those builds. So yeah, stay tuned for that, man. And we'll be back. I think I'll say maybe Friday. I might drop it on Friday. So stay tuned for that, man. But I'm out. Peace.